Yeah, it's good.
Oh, so King, have you been watching the Olympics?
Nah, man, I'm black, so I only watch track and field.
And on that note, and this is D.
This is C.
And this is
Black Meets World.
So we have King Williams for letting us know he's black, so he only watches track and field
for the Olympics. We also have some other guests in the room. Hey Kim.
Hi, girl.
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate being here.
A new transplant to New York City.
Mm-hmm. How do y'all know each other?
From where?
We went to college together.
Oh, and T's back on too.
I'm here again.
And King Williams.
Hey.
What's happening? All right, we got a full house.
So y'all went to college together. How long have you been in New York?
Like a month, almost 2.
Oh, girl, you fresh.
Like for real,
fresh here.
Yeah.
And from Atlanta? Like you moved from Atlanta here?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
So do you live in Harlem too?
I live in Midtown.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
I don't stop coming up here from Atlanta.
I know, but
Same with
you brought your whole high school.
No, I
You brought your whole high school up here.
I keep meeting people that like all of your Atlanta friends. Like last week when we went out with Courtney and those other 2 girls, or like, like I just keep meeting people from Atlanta.
It's because you're around me.
Right. So yeah, this episode is mainly going to be about the successes and failures of the Olympics.
Rio 2016.
Rio 2016 turned up real heavy at the end when all of our black magic, but black girl magic specifically, just showed up and showed out.
Let me tell you. So proud to be a black woman.
I'm naming my child Simone.
It obviously works.
Like, for the obvious reason.
She can swim.
Baby.
She can jump.
Let's talk about that
She
alone.
can float.
Let's talk about Simone.
Simone squared.
Well, right. But Simone in the pool, Simone.
Yo, Simone Manuel.
Okay, so when she was crying, like, I almost got teary-eyed.
I was so happy for her.
And she knew the significance.
And
the gravity.
Lost.
Like,
yes.
Look at, like, in her eyes, you knew the gravity.
Well, and it's lost on people. Like, people don't realize that black people couldn't get in the same pool as white people.
Marian Anderson.
So the levels at which she won an Olympic gold medal for this, I was just like, girl, you better. Like, I was so excited for her.
Like, she shocked the world.
She really did.
Yeah, that was dope. That was really dope. And it's, okay, so does anyone in the room, like, know anyone who did competitive swimming or anything like that? Like as a kid, you know,
not
you're
swimming.
You're on a
like,
swim
like
team.
in college, not like Olympic level. But
So I was one of the very few like black kids on my swim team growing up, and I did a competitive swimming, and I was pretty good for like, I hate to say this, before a black girl, you know what I mean? But then I got to the big leagues, and I was like, okay, you know what? I thought I was doing something.
Right.
I'm real average in this sport, but nonetheless, it's a very, very competitive sport. You start at an early age. You have kind of those. It's like cheerleading or football or any of those sports where you kind of like start at an early age, your parents groom you, and you have to pay a lot of money in order to get into these pools, to get into these rec clubs, you know what I'm saying? It's not an easy sport to kind of just jump into. Like it's not
definitely expensive.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Especially when you're competing at that level.
Precisely.
Like not just swimming, gymnastics is where my cousin did competitive gymnastics. And you travel, your family, you have to come from money to have access to the coaches and things like that.
Training facilities,
uniform.
It's ridiculous.
It really is. And really at this point, like for any sport, I mean, to compete at such a high level, you have to do the club. You have to go and be able to go to all these different tournaments in the country and then internationally. Like so many of these athletes were traveling internationally for their sports and all this stuff when they were growing up because their parents could afford to do that. And so for her to be able, I mean, she's young, she's in her teens. I can't remember how old she is, but like her and Simone Biles, for all intents, like they're 16, 15 years old. Like
Simone's 19. Biles.
Simone Biles is 19.
Uh-huh.
For their parents to have invested in them in the way that they did, which I think is just incredible because it takes a lot. It takes a village and it takes way more than people I think would even imagine for them to be able to get to that point.
60 years ago, Marian Anderson had a pool. Well, they drained a pool because she put her foot in it.
Drained the whole damn pool.
And in 2016.
Hey, girl. So,
I hate to say this, but I feel like black people, athletically, physicality, are... I'm trying to find a politically correct superior than most races. I hate to say that, but I feel like we just don't
have the resources.
Precisely.
If we had resources, we crush in every sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at basketball, if you look at soccer, I mean, gymnastics for the women, we showed up for the U.S.
Showed out.
Yeah. You know, those are the sports that we killed in because somebody had the resources to produce, but we're nowhere in the badminton, table tennis, like all these other
China's dominating it.
I don't think I want to go up against them.
And maybe that's just not our thing. Like maybe we're not even interested in that as a culture. Like okay, but I'm just saying.
Well, I think we could be good at it.
Right. If we wanted to, we could, and that's the point. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. There's no PC way to really say that.
Yeah. Yo, homegirl with the shot put. It was just everywhere.
The 4x1. So let's talk about the 4x1 because I really, really, really enjoyed this. So the 4x1 women got disqualified because they got bumped. They dropped the baton and then they handed off outside of the zone, from what I remember. And so they protested it because you have to finish the race for it to count. So they finished the race like last or whatever. They protested it. They were able to run their own qualifier. So they ran the qualifier by themselves. Had the best time running by themselves in a qualifier. Which, number one, I can only imagine how hard that is because you're not pacing yourself against anybody. You're just literally on the track by yourself. On top of that, one of the chicks that ran in the qualifier wasn't even one of their best girls for the 4x1, but the anchor was in too many other individual races, so she didn't run in the qualifier. Then they just fucking crushed the whole race and came in first. And like, just the four of them, that picture of the four of them wearing the flag behind them, I was just like, this is giving me all the life. And then the men's 4x1, was the 4x1 or the 4x4?
Kenya was on the map. Hey.
Kenya was on the map. Them long races, girl, y'all got it.
Honey.
Kenya be out here.
Yo, he beat a world record. He beat his own record.
Dude,
it was just like,
let
me go ahead and run a smooth 20-something miles.
Right.
And then hop back up. No. It was, long distance. My thing is this, like, I didn't realize how much money these athletes get when they win gold. Because, they have, because we were talking about, like, if you get a gold medal, you get, like, so many dollars or whatever like that.
And then you get on top of endorsements.
On top of endorsements, which is a whole nother story because Lockney.
I know you get paid.
We get to Lockney.
He's not getting
Lost.
anything anymore.
We'll get to Lockney.
Oh, yeah?
He got what?
They saying that Phelps got like 550 more mil?
1,000.
Oh, 1,000? That's still a lot.
Just from the medal.
Yeah.
Just from the medal.
Wow.
Did not know.
But it varies by sport, though, right? Like,
I
the
would
amount
assume.
you get,
And it also depends.
it varies. Yeah.
And it
for badminton, do you think he's getting the same thing?
Right, he's like, come
and
on
it also
now.
depends if you're like Serena Williams versus somebody. Like if you already are dominating in your sport, you might get more. Or
When
like
did Serena play?
she got hurt.
She got out, yeah.
Her and Venus
They
lost
were
in the
sick.
first
Nah,
round.
they went out pretty quick.
Oh.
Each of them lost in the
Oh,
first
that's
round.
really
But
sad.
Serena had a
She
shoulder
don't
injury, so she was out. Her match was painful actually to watch.
She has a slam named after her. Serena.
But Venus won doubles, mixed doubles. She won the gold for that.
Word.
Yeah, so that was good.
I feel like people be sleeping on Venus.
They do.
Because, like, when we were kids, Venus was the ish. And then Serena slowly crept up and
But
became,
that's
like...
because Venus is getting older.
we all cringe.
We're getting older.
And she's not as good
Like,
as
if
Serena.
she
not
was
gonna
a
be in
shit,
the
She's still doing
limelight.
really
we
well.
were young. We're not young anymore.
Ooh,
So what you
girl.
gonna say about her?
Kim talking about y'all. She took it straight from the
Maybe
Olympics.
it's
Like, look,
just me then.
no, girl, I hear you.
We know.
Y'all get no, I'm kidding. So let's keep talking about the good stuff. So Usain Bolt won
Love him.
My man's.
by like an incredible amount. He was.
And then crushed it on the 4x1 too.
Yeah, they thrashed on all of his races. Oh my gosh, did y'all see the girl who dove across the
Oh, my gosh.
Wait,
That's disrespectful.
which race was that? Was
She
that
was
was Allison
400.
Felix.
That's what made Felix's story better for the 4x1 because
Right.
she's the one who dropped the baton. So if your last two races were that girl diving across and beating you for gold and then dropping the baton, that would be a horrible way to end your career.
I
so,
agree.
Wait,
her-
so Allison dropped the baton?
I mean, she didn't. She got bummed.
She was
and
on the-
she was the one. She was the person that was passing the baton when it dropped.
Got it.
But like, so for those of you who didn't watch, Allison Felix was running the 400, which she was projected to win.
Let's explain who Allison Felix is.
the shit.
She's the most decorated. She's the most decorated female track athlete ever for the United States.
Yeah. And she's awesome. She's a black woman, in case y'all didn't know. And
She's
so
29 years old.
29, she's just awesome. So she's ahead in the 4x4 a few feet. Like not maybe, under a second's worth of like ahead of the person in second. They are literally crossing where they're
Neck and neck.
If you ever seen a track, it's the numbers and then the line. they get to the numbers, which is clearly like your next step is going to be over the finish line. Homegirl in second place dove head first.
No.
There's a new rule in track
But she
where your
should've
torso.
dove.
There's a new rule in track where your torso has to cross the finish line.
Because this girl,
That's
I'm
what they
telling
clock.
you would have
She
thought
put
she
her
was
whole
on the
body.
synchronized diving team.
perfect.
Her ass came through across.
But see, she was trying to.
I was sick. I was sick, and I knew Allison's face was like nobody.
Her
knew.
family even like they
She
showed the
couldn't tell
reaction.
who won at first. It was.
And everybody just had that look on their face, like, how?
What you mean she won?
Right.
And someone said it perfectly last night. They said, if this was aquatics, if this was diving, that would make sense. Don't tell me you over here doing some dives across the damn finish line and you gonna win the race
You won.
over me who finished like correctly. If you had accidentally fallen,
But you gotta lean though.
Got that
Girl,
gold,
You
huh?
got
Got that goal for the rest of her life.
like she got them endorsements though.
she did win
gotta
gold,
watch
but
out
was she
for
from
the
Jamaica? No,
Nah,
Bahamas.
so
Bahamas. I ain't
She
mad
won
at
that
she
gold
was
for Bahamas.
you know she don't feel bad at all. Like,
Right.
she-
No,
She's like, I did it for my country.
She did her last ditch effort and she got it.
I
She
ain't
said, I
mad
ain't
because she
coming
was
back to
black,
Olympics.
but
Yeah.
it was just the principle that like she just went head first over the line. I couldn't believe she did that.
I mean,
My
it's
fact,
the
my jaw
Olympics,
was on the
though.
ground. I just couldn't.
Her body, did you see the slow motion? Oh my
See,
god.
now I need to see it because I didn't see
Oh,
Yeah, you
we'll
Shit was
pull it up
funny.
for you. It was really
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was funny.
it.
So I mean, I think we've covered most of this, most of the successes, but let's talk about.
White privilege.
I knew you were gonna start early.
Let me tell you something. First of all, for those, okay, has anyone else been to Brazil in the room?
No.
No, but you've been like 4 times though,
I
right?
know.
You've been
I'm
for all of
every
us, so
other
go on
weekend.
and talk about it.
If I only spoke Portuguese,
That's where you
I
spend
would
your
live
weekend.
it. Girl, I love it down there. But anyway,
I would see.
wish I was out there for the Olympics. But it's a poor country, to say the least. That's my point in saying all this. It's a brown country. Brazil has the most black people living in the Americas that were transported to, they have the most slaves that were transported from Africa to the Americas. And they also have the highest population of black people outside of the continent of Africa. With that said, yeah, I know. Nice stat, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
thank
know
you
that.
for that. I
Right.
didn't know.
It's crazy. So with that said,
You better educate the masses.
Brazil is a very brown and black country. So you have an amazing thing like the Olympics coming to bring a lot of revenue into the country, right? And you then have idiots.
Depends on who you ask, because a lot of that revenue
It's
went
corruption exists in these
and
countries.
A lot of
they
corruption.
they went through
Facilities
so
were
much.
not
pushing
on
people out of the
point.
way.
The facilities weren't on point.
You know, I also feel like, there's also propaganda because people were talking about Zika. People were talking about, even though I heard a horrible joke that's really funny.
Hope Solo.
No.
Oh, who are you talking about?
So basically, like, because all these Olympians are going to Rio de Janeiro and there's Zika in 2025, there's going to be an amazing Special Olympics team that's going to be all pro.
Nope,
No.
not here for it. So Hope Solo got shaded really bad.
That's awful.
I'm not gonna address it any longer. So Hope Solo's the goalie of the U.S. women's team, and she posted a picture like before they got to Rio with like a huge one of those big ass masks, those white coat mask things
like
that
the
people wear,
beekeeper
the
type.
beekeeper like head thing.
Oh.
She posted that and like posted it, but I don't know what she was holding. It might have been like Band-Aid or bug spray or something, and she was like getting ready to go to Brazil because I don't want, but like making sure I don't get Zika, like something like that. Every game the U.S. women played, she was booed every time she touched the ball.
Good.
And so her, like, when you talk about white privilege, something as little as that was so negatively received by the people of Brazil, because I feel like, you're diminishing the culture there and just like the poverty there. And all this
Bitch,
other, okay.
you can get Zika in Florida.
Right.
37
Now you
independent
can.
cases.
Now you can.
It doesn't matter. It's been around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just and as a person who travels a lot, I get always like people always are like, you're not scared of Zika? I'm like, has it stopped me before? Like my thing is this: you live in a place where you can get Florida is basically like the Caribbean, in my opinion. Florida to Louisiana is pretty much the Caribbean, in my opinion. And there's been cases in Louisiana and in Florida. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Brazil, rest of the Caribbean still has chance of getting cases as
Essentially,
well.
unless you're pregnant, it just is what it is, as far as I'm concerned. But going back to where we started.
Also, if you're a male and you have sex with a woman and you had Zika, you can transmit it to her as well.
What? Say that one more
you can
time.
transmit
To the
It's
mic
sexually
so that-
transmitted.
Yeah.
But
Zika is
it's the
sexually
effects
transmitted.
are yeah.
Yeah.
Also transmitted sexually.
But the effects are greater if you're pregnant. Like
Still
if
the
you're
same conehead baby.
if you're not, it's like a severe.
How does the baby look? You've seen the pictures?
I know it's really sad. The baby's head is.
I didn't think
Zika
Zika was bad until I saw the pictures. I was
Yeah.
like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
I saw one of those baby pictures. I was like, where's that repel? I went to Miami. I was like, we spraying this. Like,
Oh yeah, you were in Miami
Yeah.
last weekend.
I was like,
Oh
what?
no!
I was like,
you can't
see,
have
I
Zika
got
baby.
no bites.
It's not fun, y'all. We not making fun
I
of
might
this.
as well
We just
bathing in that bug spray.
you gotta find the humor in the things that aren't funny. So back to white privilege. I just want everybody to understand that we have receipts. So as far as I'm concerned, if my name is Ryan Lochte and I'm about to get up here and lie to the entire world, you best believe that I would be making sure there's no cameras, nobody's checking me, nobody's cell phones out, because as soon as your lying ass comes back, somebody's gonna tell you what you did wrong. You right?
Yeah. So he's an idiot. Like,
Yeah, he's an idiot.
who makes up? I had a gun to my head. Like, why would you even do that?
Because he's a kid.
He's a kid. He's a kid. He's an immature ass.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
he's
Kate.
not a
What you
kid.
saying, Kate?
He's a
Like-
drunk
No,
fat
I'm
boy.
saying though, like with the Ryan Lochte thing, like he's just done what any other white person has ever done when they get in trouble, like blaming on the black person. So I don't know why y'all are surprised. Like he just did it in another country.
And so I read a tweet and it's like, white privilege is going to a foreign country, peeing on a business's floor and kicking in a door and then saying you were robbed. And I was just like, right. There were also just like a hilarious, y'all should look it up, the Lochte Gate and Lock Mess hashtags. And it was this picture of him and it was like, name the Ryan Lochte album cover. And it was like, get dished or lie trying.
Oh.
Vanilla Syrup, It Wasn't Me, The Real Slim Shady, LWA, Liar with Attitude. Like, the people just started going in. And I was
really
just
good.
like,
I love black people.
me too. It's just
Yeah,
like
and I
crazy.
don't feel bad for him at all.
Feel
No,
bad.
feel
I want
bad.
him to get prosecuted. I want him to
I feel
Yeah.
pay money. But you
He
realize
lost all his endorsements.
he lost them, but
That's
all of the
enough.
endorsements paid out. Like the Olympics are over.
Yeah, they paid out anyway.
Like
Right.
he's been paid. Like he got paid millions already. Like, and he's likely not going to be in another like 2020 games.
Yeah, like he's good. He's
Like-
And imagine if that was Carmelo, or somebody
Yeah.
else who was
was
there.
just so
he
stupid.
wouldn't have been on a plane back to anywhere.
Right.
Period.
So,
I'm
what
sorry.
he did was real insignificant until he made up that like OD story. Like he
Right.
got drunk, he did some wild shit. Then it's like, you really gonna say somebody
And
pointed
he
a gun at you
lying.
and robbed
And we
you?
really
Like,
all have done that.
Yeah,
Like, at
like-
what point do we not know that celebrities do things that are out of
Yeah,
pocket
like,
anyway? So,
people-
okay.
And you're a bad person.
You peed on somebody's floor, like, you look crazy.
Yeah, people be like, all right, you'll.
But
It's like-
but then it'd be a little bit more excusable to be like, oh, he's just acting like a kid.
and he was drunk. or
And he was
whatever.
drunk. But then he tells this entire elaborate story.
And he
And
got his friends lying
And
too.
everyone's
and they
in
got
on
conflicting
him, and
stories.
his
and
mama
they're
looking
just stupid.
crazy.
You got everyone on your side over here in America feeling worried about you.
Right.
Right.
When in fact, and the thing that makes me really upset, and I have a problem because as a person who travels a lot, you are creating issues for people who want to travel to this country now, right? You're now hurting their tourism. You are a spokesperson for the United States of America, who already has a very contentious relationship with Brazil as is. But now you, as a representative and a spokesmodel for all of these young, rich, white kids across America, you're now saying Brazil isn't safe. As an Olympian, someone pointed a gun at my head and robbed me. Like, do you know the power that has for generations? Like, somebody's kid is watching this, their parents are watching, their grandparents are watching it, and that kid's gonna grow up thinking of Brazil as an unsafe place. You know what I'm saying?
But he
Like, it just,
didn't think about anybody
But
but
himself. right.
Yeah, because he even left his boys like,
Yeah, it didn't go any
He's like,
further
I'm out.
than.
Yeah, he was like, no,
Bye, y'all.
bye.
Y'all about to stay on the last flight? See you when I see you.
Exactly.
So
he was
that
like, and I'm
index finger
good.
up and that middle finger follow. Deuces. So then it was like, white male privilege is why we laugh at Ryan Lochte and vilify Gabby Douglas. So this is the other thing that pissed me off about the Olympics. Kim is already just like, I'm over it. So Gabby Douglas was basically put on the spot throughout the Olympics because of whatever she was or wasn't doing. And so there were like a few incidences. One was she didn't put her hand over her heart during the national anthem. Then there was...
We put that on the Facebook, our Instagram page.
Right. Then there was another thing where she, Allie Raisman won, and she didn't like get up and cheer for her
She
like
didn't,
everybody else did.
up.
Yeah, like she didn't give her a standing ovation, and that one was interesting too because you can't have more than two people from the same country in an event. So her like score was just her points were a little bit better. And so Gabby didn't get in like to the medal rounds for that. She didn't get into the qualifier. So like I'm sure she was obviously pissed. Yeah, but like they were just pointing out all these little ass things she was doing, and they had the camera on her for the rest of the Olympics. Yeah, and they had like all these hate articles about her, and it's like Gabby's not patriotic. She doesn't support her fellow teammates. Blah blah blah. I'm just like, but
Gabby's an Olympian who has a game face on. Like, let the girl live.
Like, you don't know her.
You don't know what's going on in her child.
You don't know how much pressure she's been under. You don't know how hard it was for her to not make it to that round.
She doesn't have a waiting room.
Let her have her time.
Right. She doesn't have a waiting room like the rest of these Olympians. Like, swimmers, they have a waiting room that they stay in until their next meet. Gymnastics, they just out on that floor just for everybody to look at them like a fishbowl.
Right. And gymnastics is completely different because your number of times at the Olympics is inherently less than most of the other sports.
Yeah, you have less chances.
You have way less chances. Yeah, you
really good,
exactly. You go once or twice in your entire career, but you could be, Kate, what's her name, Walsh Jennings at 45 out here crushing the volleyball scene, and like she's been at a bunch of, so it's just. It's like, I'm sure that knowing that this was her last go-round, likely, and that...
Yeah, she probably wanted to do better for herself.
Right.
And she knows that she's not like the... I hate to say this, but, like, there's another young black girl who's, like, kind of, like, overshadowing her this time around. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that there's room for all of us, but facts. Like, Simone is, like literally one in a lifetime type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the amount of competition, like you're not only competing against other countries, you're competing within your team.
Because everybody's
and they're
good.
already the best.
Right. You're competing with other gold medalists in your country. Yeah.
So inspiring to see.
Yeah,
well, and so
it's crazy to think about.
The thing about Simone Biles, right? Did y'all see the article, the news guy who was like, well, those aren't her parents, those are her grandparents.
The adopted parents thing.
Yeah, that was like some hateful shit, man.
It was really hateful. So basically, Simone Biles was adopted by her grandparents because her mom is a drug addict. And the commentator, like, one of the commentators said something like, oh, her parents such and such. And he was like, well, those aren't really her parents. Those are her grandparents. And the other commentator was like, well, they adopted her. Like, they are her parents. Like, she calls them mom and dad. Those are legally her parents. And he kind of just dismissed it, and then of course later he apologized, blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
and what's the validity of that in the first place?
Right. Like, why are you?
A correction no one needed. Like,
just
let them rock.
I don't understand why these people, especially reporters, it costs you $0 to just shut the fuck up. So like, if you don't know the story,
or just say my bad, like correct yourself immediately and move on.
Right. Oh, those are her legal parents. Oh, I didn't know. If you just took some responsibility and said, oh, I didn't know.
Right.
It's way better to me than for you to just blatantly deny it and then later on give us some late dollar short ass apology that we don't need.
Hearing about it?
Like, she's good. Like, she got her gold medal. So you can keep your apology and whatever else you need to make you feel better. That's how I felt about it. But whatever. She said fuck.
I mean, but the thing about that was interesting too, because like the men's shot put team also didn't, salute or do anything like that during the national anthem. They got like zero coverage. Like,
really?
Yeah, I saw that. Like, that's the only reason I heard about Gabby Douglas, because it was a comparison of the two, and they're like, all these white guys didn't do the same thing she did, and why are we?
They didn't put their hands on their chest.
Oh no.
See,
the whole team.
And they white. Hell, what was their reason?
Y'all the main ones.
What did they win? Gold?
I don't know what they won.
That's probably why.
I know. I have no idea. I mean,
I did not see the shot put coverage at all.
I didn't see the shot put.
I just saw the black girl that won.
Yeah.
I did see the black girl that won. I saw some shot put, but not a lot. I saw a little bit of the high jump.
High jump, I caught that.
Yeah.
Decathlon, I saw some of that.
Child, that shit was long.
Hurdles. I was watching.
Ooh,
the hurdles. Yeah,
that was good. I watched a little bit of the synchronized swimming.
Oh, a girl from Jersey won. Oh, what's her name? We reposted her.
Synchronized swimming?
I do really enjoy synchronized swimming.
No. You talking about the track girl from my town?
Yeah. Oh, she's right there?
Yeah, she went to high school, like, around the corner from me.
Word.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Usain Bolt and
Oh no,
extracurricular
let's all keep that
activities.
in here. Yeah.
So
So
Delilah Muhammad. That's
let's-
right.
Getting caught out there with the random Brazilian possible escort.
Yeah.
go ahead, Mac. How you feel?
Em, how you feel about these prostitutes? I mean, what'd you say about Usain Bolt?
Hussein.
Usain Bolt, sorry.
He's
Mac said
he's
that he
changed
was out
nationality.
here with
A
two
Brazilian
prostitutes.
prostitute.
You got mad pictures of him kissing girls in the club and everything.
And like
Yeah.
twerking, like
Yeah,
he's
bad
just,
shorty at home. So I'm like, this guy's just let it all
And he
out.
got a
Yeah.
girlfriend at home.
And he
Oh,
got a girlfriend,
no.
yeah.
So
She's
essentially,
pretty tough too. I was
what happened was, you say,
Oh, I met her before at Carnival.
Good night.
Sorry, I did.
So
I met her this year. She's really pretty. She's a sweet girl too.
Stop.
No, his real girlfriend.
He said the prostitute.
She was we happened to be in Jamaica at the same time. That's
yeah,
ironic.
Yeah, we get it.
See,
You go
that's
places.
Brazilian prostitutes.
I've been traumatized by Brazilian
why
prostitutes.
did you have to go there?
But
So
that's a completely different conversation.
basically, Usain Bolt won by an insane amount of time, like seconds.
He had time to
worth.
pose for the camera.
He had
during
time
the-
to catch everybody behind him with the look back. If you haven't seen the memes, I don't know where you been because
He was smiling, my G.
smiling, catching them like, y'all good? I'm out. And
Oh, and the struggle faces on the other guys who was
Right.
just trying to keep up.
right. And so
Power
he crushed it in the 100 and in the 4x1 and whatever else he won.
200,
And the
yeah.
200. Yeah,
And
he won
everything.
mad medals
Whatever
because
else.
like he's just
He got all
incredibly good.
three of those three Olympics in a row. Never been done. So yeah.
Yeah, like
He's been in 3.
He's amazing.
Yeah. He's incredible. So
Phelps has been in 3 too.
who?
Phelps.
Oh, well, Phelps is a whole other different type.
He's
He's
a
a
fish.
he's a phenom.
He's a fish.
Yeah.
he's
These are the name
awesome.
they were like putting Michael Phelps back into the ocean after the Olympics. That shit was funny. So Usain turns up afterwards, obviously, and so he apparently, C can tell you, has some bad girlfriend that is really nice and whatever else, and there are so many pictures on the internet of him getting the ill twerk from this one black girl, this other, I guess,
Married black girl, I think, who got.
yeah,
She was
She
married?
was married.
One of the people
I
on
got-
stage was another Olympian.
Y'all gotta go. Oh,
She-
yeah. Okay, I saw. She was dancing with somebody else because I was like, those
Okay.
legs don't belong to
In
a
the
regular
back,
girl.
yeah.
She
Right.
had like the legs of a track
That
star.
was dancing with Bo, and then they like blew up her husband's like social media, sending him the pictures.
Again,
and,
receipts.
Yeah.
So then, like, after that, he was dancing with somebody who Mac will tell you is a prostitute. Some young chick was all up on him. That's who he ended up going home with and taking off. Like, the problem is, he took all these selfies. I guess it's whatever. It's your prerogative. But he took all these selfies with her smiling and
Smiling
kikiing,
and
like, in the house,
everything.
like, in the bed. I was just like,
Like rolling around.
Don't know what he's thinking.
But he was posing. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't had to pose.
Right, you really did have
it
to pose.
would have been
Maybe
different.
He was happy.
Maybe he was trying to make it look innocent. I don't know. Maybe he has a plan.
But you know...
Maybe this is all part of his plan.
But you know how chicks like take pictures and like them selfies and guys ain't paying no
They'd
attention.
be like passed out. Or,
Right,
yeah.
it'd be different
But
if
he's
he was
like-
just
He
not
was
paying
actively a part of it.
Yeah,
was focused.
like,
It was almost like she turned the flash on and then he
And
pressed
he was
he
ready.
pressed the
Yeah,
go
yeah,
like
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
you got longer arms. You
Yeah,
take it.
right.
Like, all right, got you.
or like you're in the front, you got the better angle, so
Yeah.
get the lighting right. Gee, like
Yeah.
I can't with him. So I guess shout out to him for all those medals, but he better watch himself. Cause when you play her, he plays himself. So I feel like we can talk about Michael Phelps, but there's really not much to say
No,
other
we
than
don't need
he's
to.
an incredible
This is a
athlete.
Black Excellence episode, so I think we're all good there.
Damn, let's shut that down.
But Phelps knows who he is. Everyone knows about him. We don't need to discuss him any further. Shout out to the USA.
Okay.
Who else was amazing?
I was
So we talked
kinda
about
going-
Simone Biles, Simone Manuel.
Basketball team won.
Well,
they were
they
supposed
fucking-
to, but
Yeah.
Both the men and the women won, right?
women too, man. It's true.
Both
that
of
was
them. I mean,
dope.
and they
Both
both of them,
Carmelo's last, yeah. Olympics.
both of them won like
Handle.
handily every game. Maybe like 40 to 60 points per game is what they were winning by on both sides.
What did I just say?
They
about
won.
Black
There was
Excellence?
one close game.
Yeah, the
physicality.
men's had a couple like close run-ins, but then they played those teams again and beat them by like 40. So.
Yeah, I mean it was ridiculous.
I'm just glad none of them got
Yeah.
hurt.
It is well, and they were talking. They were talking about this because Melo said so. It got taken out of context, but Melo was just like, "Well, if I never got a ring, I'd be okay with the fact that I have gold medals." So Stephen A. obviously went off and was just like, you know, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't play ball to not get no rings, blah blah blah. And I agreed. Like, I think Melo then had a conversation with him. Stephen A. apologized, and he basically cleaned it up and was just like, "Look, what I was saying is, if my career ended today, I'd be happy with the fact that I had these 3 gold medals. But I obviously want to win a ring with New York and blah, 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 blah. So,
or somebody else. Melo, too, for getting involved in Black Lives Matter. And being a voice for, social justice. And LeBron. But Melo, I think, is really spearheading it of people in the NBA, which is kind of surprising for someone who...
Hands down.
Who before was kind of seemed as though, like, not the ideal, like, leader, kind of knucklehead type. And now he's out here really making moves and trying to organize stuff. So I think that's
what has he done recently? I just remember only thing I know is like the ESPYs and him like.
But he's also organized like panels with the Olympian people. So like while they all together, he's trying to get people involved and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool.
And he's from Baltimore, so he went back to Baltimore a few times, like during the whole Freddie Gray trial. Like he's been involved in like local stuff from where he's from too. LeBron's been making some moves. He's done more like business level type stuff. Like LeBron's been in a suit, looking clean on camera a lot recently, talking about the movement and talking about, the issues. And somebody was saying, like, LeBron is almost like your modern day Muhammad Ali, because he's just, like, very unapologetic in his beliefs. And he's an athlete who, like, can't be tamed in terms of his talent, but also just how he feels about things. And so...
I had no idea.
Yeah, I just recently started paying attention because... I saw that and I was like, who the hell's getting compared to Muhammad? Like, that was my first thought.
Right.
So then I started paying attention. So I think the two of them are doing some interesting things. I'm glad, like, Melo was at the Olympics to do the stuff he was doing at the Olympics, and LeBron has been kind of doing some stuff here and whatever.
No, I mean, but even with Melo, though, like, at the Olympics, like, he wasn't getting a lot of coverage, but, like, every day when he wasn't at the game, he was, like, in every favela that he would go to, which is, like, the hood in Brazil. He was just, like... teaching kids basketball, like hanging out with the people and doing all of that. Like that made zero news coverage.
Yeah, wow. There's a few clips. Like if you watch basketball or pay attention, like I follow the Knicks on Instagram, and so I think they posted a video showing Melo playing in the hood, like with these kids.
I love that.
But it was like that too. You really had to look to even know where he was during the time that he was there.
He wrote something like, some people think this is unsafe or blah, blah, blah. I call this home. Because he's like you say he's from Baltimore. He also has like New York ties. So like, Melo's comfortable Brooklyn. In the hood. So he was out there in the streets. Like,
people forget Melo is a hood nigga.
Yeah, he was real comfortable out there. Like,
before Lala Anthony and all this other shit, Melo was in the streets.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad we highlighted it because I didn't know. That just like brought me up to speed with stuff.
And then the women's team is majority black. Well, yeah, majority. The Olympic team was majority black, and they got medals, which I think is dope. Brittany Griner is on the team, and
it just seems so much fun. Like I would love to be on that team, like just to be on the Olympic team because it's like. Yeah, we're taking it serious, but y'all know we about to win a gold. Everybody know we about to go home with a gold medal. Like
I was so sad when the soccer team lost, but they lost in PKs in the quarters, and it was like for anybody who doesn't know, I guess a lot of you probably don't. Like I'm a huge soccer fan. I used to play, I coach, and I watched pretty much all of the U.S. women games, and I was sick. Like I was at work watching these PKs. Yelling at my screen, just like having the lady sit down. She's like,
for those who are not familiar, PK mean penalty kicks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, penalty. So the way soccer works, y'all don't care about this, but you play 90 minutes, and then you do like 2 15-minute overtimes, and then you do penalty kicks, which is like the little spot that's,
if you need to.
Yeah, it's in between the 6-yard and 18-yard lines on the field, whatever, and it's like sudden death basically, like. If you had to do, it would be like if in basketball they made you do like free throws.
I wish they would do that in basketball. Hold them on.
They made you take like 10 free throws to win the game or whatever, like best out of 10. That's how PKs are. It's best out of 5, and it was awful.
So I played soccer too. What position did you play?
I played sweeper.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Word. I was a striker, so that's what's up.
Hey. Yeah, they tried to make me a striker for like a few months, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And then a bunch of girls were like gone from the team one day, and they were like, "Oh, we need a defender," and I was like, "Thank you."
For reference, women's Team USA won the World Cup, the Women's World Cup a few years ago. What was it, last year? Wait,
2 years ago.
14 or 15?
15
last year.
15.
They won last year.
They've never lost.
They've done well, so to lose in...
Well, they've never lost an Olympic game.
Oh, I never knew that.
They have never lost an Olympic game.
Oh, that sucks.
Period.
I didn't know that.
I was blown. I was just like, this is incredible. So, who else? What else happened? I don't know many other sports that Americans were like leading.
Oh, long jump. It was black people ruling it. That's all.
Oh, long jump. There was black people.
Yeah. And homeboy's hand touched like the ground when he was jumping. It was really sad. So like basically his like hand like basically grazed the sand.
That's why.
No. And he had the farthest jump. Yeah.
I think women swept the hurdles. 110 hurdles, if I'm not mistaken.
The hurdles were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delilah Muhammad. Delilah Muhammad.
3 USA women.
What about the black fencing chick? The Muslim fencing chick?
Oh yeah. I don't know what she won.
I don't know.
She was the first to wear hijab like in a fencing.
Yeah. So I was kind of following her a little bit in the beginning. Yeah, I think she did get a medal. I don't know if she won. She might have. I don't know. I know.
I can let you know right now.
Pictures.
Don't worry.
Go ahead. Thanks. I didn't really watch too much. None of us were really on the diving or synchronized duets or any of that stuff. Badminton, like we said, the Japanese crushed that shit. Table tennis, Chinese.
There's a lot of
killed
random
that.
sports,
Yeah, there's so many. So I guess women's volleyball. What's her name? Okay.
What?
The woman who did fencing.
Her last name is Muhammad.
Her last name is Muhammad. Not gonna
try it. Try the first one. Try it. Go ahead.
Nope. I'm respectful. Miss Muhammad won. The women's volleyball team, U.S. women's volleyball team, won bronze, and then I think the beach volleyball girls did something. They might have won a medal. So shout out to Team USA.
So like, I get volleyball. I don't get why beach volleyball too. Like both.
I don't know. They should have street ball if we have indoor
like,
and outdoor. I don't know though. I don't know why they have both. Beach volleyball is just a completely different sport though. I mean, it's like
2 people, right?
It's 2 people versus 6. You're on a completely different surface. It's just different. The other sport that I like caught some of that I was blown by was water polo. I can't imagine how hard water polo must be.
The most tiring thing ever.
Right. Like there's sports like fucking archery and golf and this equestrian shit where they're just, you know, I mean, cool, like, but the horse is doing all the work, so I don't understand. Like you could train an animal to do anything.
I mean, I've never played, so I can't be the one to.
That's fair. Me neither. I'm just saying, like,
it looks easy.
How physically grueling is it compared
physically
to
grueling
water polo?
Right.
You gotta be like
to be treading for that long.
Yeah.
You train for
and
like it's like
are
swimming.
checking you and hitting you too.
Right, and you gotta try not to drown like on top. What?
Like you can't catch your breath.
The synchronized swimmers I really respect because they were, first of all, you don't have no goggles on. I can't be underwater.
Girl, that's the first thing you thought about.
Eyes open for the whole routine. Then on top, you gotta, every time you come above water, you gotta smile and look like you enjoying it and shit. Like
some of the swimming was wild. They had diving, but it was outdoors for some reason. It was windy.
People you saw homie.
People were on the diving board.
That was
people
the funniest.
Jump up and like land with one leg on the board because the wind would like push them.
Oh,
no. It was terrible. It was the Olympics. I was like,
I hate that I'm laughing so hard. But homeboy, I think he was from Switzerland. Yo, he shamed his entire fucking country. Homeboy did a belly flop, not once, but twice. I said, "Is this the Olympics?" Even the commentators were like going in. They were like, "We've never seen him perform like this."
The commentators were acting up the entire time.
Yeah, they would be like, someone would mess up, they'll be like, "Oh my!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're not even gonna act like."
They were cutting during gymnastics.
She was a mess.
They were cutting.
They got no chill.
You know what I found interesting?
And the water
also,
was like green. Yeah.
What I found, like the way that they had to have like commentators who are actually experts on the sports.
Yeah, like they.
So like, you know, the gymnastics commentators are different from the volleyball commentators, whatever. And so like, it was interesting, like listening to the way that they critiqued stuff, because I'm looking like, shit, I can't do that. But they were like, you know, look at the way that her toes not pointed on the beam when she did this back handspring. Like, a bit, what? That's not a automatic point. Like, I don't understand. That's a deduction. So, I don't know. I found it really interesting. Whew. Well, shout out to Team America. Shout out to Team Black America. I feel like we showed up, like you said, and showed out at the same time.
Black meets the Olympics.
Black meets, for real though.
Black
or the Olympics meets black. Like, I feel like the Olympics got a very high dose of black excellence.
Sorry, last thing. They showed homie from Ethiopia swimming.
Oh, chill. I heard about it. I didn't get to see it, but I heard about it.
Oh, the black guy. I didn't know who he's talking about.
There was a meme that had like, yo, he is all of us. Like, he was at the very opposite end of the pool when everybody was finishing.
So,
like,
how he competed?
There was like a couple African guys during the qualifiers who were literally in like the third heats, swimming is just as slow. I was just like, but y'all can run, but you can't get through this water at all.
It's access, right? We talking about swimming.
It's all about
you gotta
the
have
resources.
money to be doing it.
All about the resources.
You get some Africans to let them know they about to, or excuse me, Kenyans specifically, let them know they can win millions of dollars swimming. Who not gonna be building a YMCA in their community? What?
Traveling to South.
Let's go
traveling to Cape Town, flying to Cape Town every weekend. If that was a real thing. All right. Well, like I said, shout out to Team Black America for all of their excellence.
And Tokyo's the next 2020 Olympics.
2020.
They had robots, my G. They had robots at the closing games.
I didn't watch the closing games.
Oh, it was dope. What?
I didn't watch it
either.
Oh,
it was dope. Okay. King Williams?
Yeah, it was dope. I saw that because their country's prime minister came out to Mario too or something
Yeah, I heard about that.
I thought like a Pokemon Go was about to happen or something. That was just very like Super Nintendo-ish.
I did not see any of this.
I missed it. I didn't watch the opening ceremony either, so I guess.
Came on the same night as Power. Okay.
Oh, well, we wasn't watching.
Priority.
What was it, this past Sunday?
Yeah.
I was on a plane, probably.
I was in Atlanta.
Oh, true. Look at y'all both on planes and out of the state. Okay, so,
how was your Miami trip? Sorry.
Oh.
Good time. It was too short.
What'd y'all go for?
Oh, weekend.
Oh, so y'all was just going to like chill and like obviously do work, but.
No, it wouldn't work, but yeah.
Must be nice.
What you talking about?
Anyway, all right. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Just got off a plane. You got a lot of nerves.
She does. She does. This person is the type of person. She texted me Friday night. She was somewhere in Brooklyn. We were like Snapchatting. She was in Brooklyn, whatever. I kid you not. Less than 12 hours later, she was at like some party or birthday thing or whatever in Atlanta. And I was like, but you was I just saw you.
I've done seen her at parties with luggage. Like she
that was the same party.
And going and doing everything. I'm like, get out of here.
That was the party. That was the party.
Well, try and catch us, y'all. We've been doing really well the last like month trying to do our recordings.
Kudos to you.
So thanks to our guests.
Thank you, King Williams.
King Williams, all the way from ATL.
Whoop whoop.
Ty, fresh off the plane from Miami. And Kim, who's new to New York. Hey.
Hey.
Shout out to our producer, Mac.
Is he the producer?
Yes.
We're going to give him producer credits from now on.
I'd like to know what he's been doing.
He's not really producing much. He's just sitting here.
I got 50% of you, all of you, and 75% of the parties that matter.
Okay.
Bye, math.
So,
hopefully you didn't hear any of that. All right. It's been real, y'all.
Those are our credits. Follow us. Oh, we posted a bunch. So, obviously, we hope you enjoyed this episode, but we posted so much stuff from the Olympics. There's videos, there's clips, it's
Black Girl Magic
photos,
everywhere.
Yeah. So, follow us on Black_meets_world on Instagram and Black Meets World on Twitter.
And Facebook. And if you have any questions, hit us up. And we'd love to hear comments. Please comment. Let us know how you feel about the podcast. On iTunes and on SoundCloud.
Word. And let us know what you guys would like to hear. We're going to make sure that our producer gets actually put to work so he can put together some episodes for us. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Man, good night.